Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us for this 13 Plus tonight. My name is Ashley Bowerman.
Corey Coates.
And we hope you're all having a wonderful evening. We know the big talker of the day has been the weather.
Yes, absolutely right. What do we have? Wind, hail, snow, rain. We had it all. We had it all. Cooler temperatures as well. And hey, for the snow lovers, they got a good amount of snow up there on Ski Valley. This is what we're thinking right now. Not anything official here. We'll take a look at what we're thinking. 9 to 12 inches is about what we are thinking up there on top of the mountain. A good thumping of snow that started late last night and continued through today. We continue to see that snow right now. And hey, it begs the question, what's the forecast going to look like through Monday? If you want to head up there, expected to be open on Saturday. It'll be a chilly one tomorrow. It'll be only getting up to 27 windy conditions, but warming up from there to 37 degrees, 46 on Monday. So maybe the temperatures aren't very nice for the people that want to see that snow stick around. But hey, nice temperatures objectively. We're going to head up there Sunday and Monday. I would say those are the better days to do that. It was also super windy. Yeah, you're reading that right. I saw these and I thought they were a typo, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, 88 in Patagonia, and I looked it up. That is a low-end EF1 tornado gust, and yeah, thank goodness that not a lot of people live there. And the winds really exceeded our expectations today. We had 70-mile-per-hour winds in Greenlee County. Marana, also near the station, I heard it. I had to wake up because I heard the wind blowing against my walls here. I live near Marana here near the station, 64-mile-per-hour gust. We saw a lot of really windy conditions, a really turbulent atmosphere today. Scattered showers are still sticking around, but they're thinning out for the most part. We're seeing a few lightning strikes with that cell moving to the south of Vail, but it looks to be weakening. Still dealing with those scattered snow showers on top of a lot of those mountains. We'll continue to see those showers come a little more scattered through 9 o'clock. Stick around, though, for the most part through midnight, but then as we head throughout the night and tomorrow morning, everything should clear out for the most part. And then our attention now turns to the future, where we'll see a little ridge come through, warming us up on Sunday and Monday, but right behind it is another system that we're watching to possibly move in through Tuesday afternoon and night, with some rain sticking around through Wednesday. So we're watching that. One of the things it's going to do here, the map I showed you, is how warm it's going to get. It's going to remain cool tomorrow, but warm up to 75 Monday. Hey, those warm temperatures aren't going to last long. Back to the 60s and upper 50s by mid to late next week as the system moves through. We're also watching for some substantial rainfall. Once again, like we saw with this system, pretty similar. Wherever you see that blue, that's over half an inch. It looks to be widespread with that next system, with some possibly seeing an inch or more. And what's amazing, though, is we zoom it out here. Look at what California could get. Los Angeles could see 6 inches of rain. There's a lot of talk right there about the threat of some really severe flooding out there, so we're hoping that it's not too serious. And we're certainly going to get a good amount of that rain as well to our east here in Arizona, but nothing to that magnitude. And here's what that 7-day forecast looks like, guys. We're going to see cool down tomorrow. We're going to see those temperatures rise on Monday, cool down again for the midweek as that system blows by. Already a 70% chance that we'll see some semblance of rain with this next system by mid next week.
All right, and taking a look outside now, take a look at the snow falling there on the Mount Bigelow camera. Just telling of the day that we've had today, but be careful if you are hitting the roadways tonight. There is snow, obviously, and there is still some wet roads out there, so be careful. Well, now to our investigation tonight. It's hard to believe, but it has been 1 year since that train derailment in Ohio that we all know thrusted the issue of rail safety back into the national spotlight. Congressional lawmakers immediately introduced legislation designed to protect Americans and hold rail companies accountable amid all of this. But national investigative reporter Joyce Sturman talked with the longest-serving woman in Congress, who says little has changed since the disaster.
It's like they're a power unto themselves, and they're very, very, in my opinion, destructive to the country in the way they're behaving.
Congresswoman Marcy Kaptur calling out the rail industry as her home state of Ohio marks the anniversary of a massive disaster that forced the evacuation of more than 1,000 people in East Palestine. Last February, a Norfolk Southern train carrying hazardous materials derailed, with toxic chemicals contaminating the air, water, and soil all around.
Today, we're here to consider a number of bills, starting with the Rail Safety Act of 2023.
Within weeks, congressional lawmakers proposed bipartisan bills in the Senate and House designed to improve rail safety by mandating two-person crews for certain freight trains, updating inspection regulations, and bumping up fines for companies that break safety laws. But after initially moving on the fast track, 1 year later, those bills are at a standstill, with no changes made since May.
If we have to hold them accountable, why hasn't this legislation moved forward in Congress?
I think because they have a whole lot of power. They have a lot of political power, and in the committees that are responsible, they do enough to block it.
Captor and other lawmakers say lobbying groups and major rail companies continue to oppose the legislation they believe would better protect Americans, with the rail industry putting profits over public safety. The Association of American Railroads, the group representing major rail companies, tells our national investigative team they share the goal of making the rail network safer and have never opposed the Rail Safety Act. Although the group has repeatedly been unavailable for on-camera interviews, they've been clear in statements that they see challenges in the legislation, specifically with the proposed crew staffing mandates and inspection requirements.
They don't think that they need anybody but themselves. And look at the country. They're not meeting the mark.
Captor says the industry is also failing when it comes to fixing another major rail problem brought into sharp focus within the last year: blocked crossings. The issue, highlighted in an investigative series with our partner ProPublica, found stop trains delaying first responders, cutting off communities, and forcing children in Hammond, Indiana, to do the unthinkable: crawl over and under trains just to get to school. In May, the Congresswoman put our team's coverage officially into the congressional record.
Railroads of America, wake up. I was trying to get it out to other Americans so that they can speak up from their parts of the country.
You said railroads of America, wake up. If East Palestine doesn't do it, if Hammond doesn't do it, what's going to do it?
They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about community. They only care about their shareholders.
But she's not giving up hope. In our conversation and in her time on the House floor, Captor urged President Biden and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg to get rail stakeholders together to work to fix systematic rail problems that exist from coast to coast, with billions in infrastructure funding providing a pivotal moment for action.
We need visionary planning. They don't give it to us. They shouldn't feel so good about the legacy they're leaving to their children and grandchildren because it's non-functional. It's not going to be able to meet the needs of the country going forward. Shame on them.
And the Association of American Railroads says it has had open, productive conversations with lawmakers, including Congresswoman Captor, and in the Senate, where more productive negotiations on the Rail Safety Act have taken place. The AAR also says the industry has made a number of steps on its own to improve safety in the wake of the East Palestine disaster. We're certainly still continuing to think about that community as they deal with that tragedy there. Well, we leave you tonight with another look outside. Wow, the snow has picked up even more there on the Mount Bigelow camera. So if you're outside tonight, if you're on the roadways, be careful, please. It is certainly an active weather night tonight. And of course, tune in to the news at 10 tonight, where we'll have more updates on your forecast and your other news headlines. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful night.